What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here on Above Average. If you're new to the channel, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. My name is Trevor, and we got a good one for you today. We're going to be focusing about one player only, that player being Ryan McLeod. The beauty that he is, the stud that he is. If you've seen the thumbnail, obviously I think the Oilers have a player in Ryan McLeod, and I kind of just want to talk about him today for today's episode, if that's okay. So without further ado, let's get this thing going. Ryan McLeod was selected 40th overall back in the 2018 NHL draft. He became a major factor to the Bakersfield Condors championship run they had during COVID, registering 28 points in 28 games. Doing so good, he was eventually brought up in the late of last year. He was able to play 10 games, putting up just 1 point, on pace for an 8-point season. Fast forward to this year, Ryan McLeod was clearly a lot more comfortable in the NHL. Although he did get sent down to the minors earlier in the season, they soon called him back up to the big leagues, in which I think were his last games played for the Condors. Once returning, number 71, played 71 games this year. He was able to put up 21 points in those 71 games, 9 goals, and 12 assists. So, clearly, if you're an Oilers fan, if you've watched the Oilers, this guy was pretty noticeable. The biggest thing for me personally is his speed. There's a lot of times where McDavid was on the ice, and it doesn't help that they both have 7 on their jersey, but McDavid gets off and McLeod comes on the next shift. And you're like, is that McDavid out there? And no, it's surely enough, it's Ryan McLeod. You can see a smile from the TV from the ice. And it's awesome. Yeah, Ryan McLeod, he's got great speed. That was his biggest, attribute. I remember when he was drafted in 2018, Bob Stauffer was clearly like, I remember him saying this was a steal. We got a real good player here. He's got lots of speed. Ryan McLeod, he played for the Mississauga Steelheads, and he played 4 seasons there. And it was only his last year where he really was, I guess his last 2 years, he was a point per game player, but nothing crazy. His numbers don't go and pop off the charts. I'll show them as I'm talking here. But you got 70 points in 68 games, which is pretty good. And then in his last year, he had 32 games played, 38 points, so nothing crazy. But just over a point per game player. And so it was kind of interesting that, he was 40th overall. With these numbers, you could think that he could have went a little lower, like in the 3rd round maybe, because I don't know, these really don't jump off the score sheet, but I guess at 40th overall, you're definitely going to take what you can get, and pretty solid player. And I remember Bob Stauffer specifically saying, he was unbelievable skater, and he uses that to his advantage. And if you're an Oilers fan, you can tell once he gets going, it's kind of like McDavid out there. Like I said, he'll start behind the net. And skate, he can skate, all the way up to the other zone. It's going to be nice to see, as he's coming into his zone, he's going to be more confident and more confident of a player where he can make those plays. I think, as he was a 1st and 2nd year player, he's like kind of shying away from carrying the puck too much, and I think this really has a lot to do with the Oilers bringing in Jay Woodcroft. Dave Tippett, I don't know, I really don't think he was working with Dave Tippett, but Woodcroft, I'm going to talk about him a little bit more. But he's telling Ryan McLeod, skate with the puck more. You've got tremendous speed, use it to your advantage, and that's why you're up here. You've got crazy speed. Next year, he's probably going to be the player I'm rooting for the most on the Oilers. Honestly, I love his smile. I mean, how can you not go against this guy, right? He's everything you want in a player, his mannerisms on and off the ice. But no, honestly, the Oilers have a crazy good player here, and I think he might have a breakout year next year. Maybe we'll see. The roof, or the highest, I honestly could see him maybe getting a 60-point season one year. That could be far-fetched, I don't know. But I'm honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see him. He has the tools that you need today in hockey in the NHL. He's got speed, and he's got a pretty underrated shot as well. And once those pieces start coming together for him, once he's more confident, and as he continues to age and mature as a hockey player, I don't see why he wouldn't be able to put up 60 points in a season. I'd like to know your thoughts. If you think that's a little too high, let me know. Do I say that he's going to get a 60-point season next year? No. It's probably going to be more like 40. If I'd be happy with a 40-point season. Even then, that's quite a big increase to 21 points, 19 more points there, quick math. But yeah, the 3 biggest reasons why I think he will have a great season. I mean, it's his speed and hockey IQ. I've talked about his speed, but he's a really smart player. As far as his positioning goes, I think he's one of the better Oilers. I know he was starting to play on the penalty kill quite a bit near the end of the season, and he's got a lot of smarts. He got big brain, and I definitely think his hockey IQ is underrated. And that's not the only thing that's underrated. It's his shot. He was able to put one past, I think it was Francouz in Game 3 against the Colorado Avalanche in the Western Conference Finals. That he's got a sneaky shot, man. It's not bad at all. I seen him ding the bars quite a bit. He went bar down a few times. He hit the post a lot this season, but he's got a really, really good shot. And I wish, he's going to start shooting more, and he most likely will next season. But along with this shot, this is the thing. This is the biggest. I can just see this having such a huge, positive, impact on Ryan McLeod's play, and that's his relationship with Jay Woodcroft. I mean, since he was drafted back in 2018, that's pretty well when Jay Woodcroft was sent down to the minors to be the head coach for the Bakersfield Condors. So he's been there with Ryan McLeod every step of the way. He's watched him develop. There's one goal I remember. I'll see if I can find the clip, but I remember him saying Ryan McLeod, he split through the defense and he scored a forehand backhand right through the 5-hole. Real nice goal. And they asked Jay Woodcroft after the game what his thoughts were. He's like, I seen that play all the time back in Bakersfield, and it's nice to see him start doing that play up here. He's getting a lot more confident with the puck, and I think his relationship with Woodcroft is really going to go a long way, and I cannot wait to see what it brings in the future. That goes for Evan Bouchard, Kyler Yamamoto, a lot of these players. Tyler Benson, if he's able to break it, if he's ever able to break it into the NHL, make it into the NHL, works. But yeah, so Ryan McLeod, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Even in the playoffs this year, he was the points don't really, the score sheet doesn't really say, but I mean he does a lot of things right, and he's a very noticeable player. And if you're noticing him, for good reasons, obviously, it's awesome. In the playoffs this year, he played 16 games, 4 points, nothing crazy, 1 goal, 3 goals and 1 assist. So that's kind of encouraging. But yeah, so nothing too crazy. It is playoffs, so it was his first playoffs. I'm not gonna razzle him too much, but I'd love to know your thoughts on this player. Do you think we have a diamond in the rough finally? Could he be the next Ryan Smith? Maybe, probably not, but it sure would be nice. And us Oilers fans can. It's wishful thinking, but would be nice. So. That's pretty well all I got for this episode. I'm going to be doing quite a few videos like this about certain players. I kind of want to break down Evan Bouchard and his play. I think he's going to have a monster season. Talk about 60-point seasons. I think he's definitely on the cusp of that. Could he do that as early as next year? That would be amazing. And if he does, that's why I kind of want to sign him to a frickin' 8-year, $6 million now. Because I honestly think we could be paying him $8 million. And north of that, maybe. We're paying Darnell Nurse $9 million next year. God almighty. But anyway, that's all I got for this one, guys. If you're new to the channel, as always, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Peace.